And today we're reacting to Experience Dating a Corn Star. Now, I don't know how any person could claim and date and be like, oh yeah, me and Shorty, we together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how. Maybe if I was 20, 21, if Tiana Trump came up to me. That's what it is. That's gonna make you kind of be like, should I do this? That being said, man, let's go ahead and get into it. Make sure y'all pull it to the Twitch, bro. Link in the description. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at about 6 p.m. Let's do it.
People who dated a porn star. What was it like? Back in the mid-90s, I had a job at an upscale strip club, their words. They regularly hosted feature acts.
What does upscale strip club look like? What does that even look like?
Most of whom were active performers in adult films. One weekend, I was tasked with being the handler for one, pick her up from the airport, drive her to her hotel or wherever she wanted, get her to the club, etc. This particular woman was at the height of her popularity, had a bunch of movies, was a big name in the industry. Picked her up Thursday evening, she was exhausted and wanted sit-down dinner, so I made a few recommendations and she picked one. Said she hated eating alone in strange places, so I joined her. When I dropped her off at her hotel, I walked her to her door and she acted like she expected me to try to come up with an excuse to come in, but I just wished her good night and told her to call me when she wanted me to pick her up.
That probably just made her all types of stuff like that with women that are used to a certain thing and they think you about to come in some way, but then you flip the whole script. They be like, now it's like their mission to handle you. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like their mission to fondle you.
Didn't expect to hear from her until it was time to go to the club, but she called in the morning because she wanted to go shopping, so I took her shopping. Then she asked if I had a gym membership somewhere because the hotel gym was disappointing, so I told her she could be my guest. I asked if she was okay with stopping by my apartment so I could get workout clothes, and she was cool with it. It was weird having this porn superstar in my apartment, commenting on my fake Patrick Nagel and Bev Doolittle prints, posters in decent frames. She said I was possibly the only white guy in America under 35 who didn't have a Scarface poster framed like it's the fucking Mona Lisa. We went to the gym and then I took her back to her room where she made it clear she wanted me to come in. We ended up in the shower together and fooling around until she decided she wanted dinner before going to the club. She was a hit, obviously.
This is like again, young me, maybe even young me single, maybe even 30, like he said, 35-year-old man me single, like, and and it just all makes sense. But I'm scared though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need protection. This is one where it's like, I don't have no, you feel me, fooling around in the shower. That means people was kissing, and mind you, kissing corn stars. That's like waking up. You don't wake up with a sort. You woke up with strep. You wake up with Scarlet's fever and shit.
She asked me to spend the night after I drove her back. She looked almost sad when she said, "Please don't try to f me like we're making a movie." She called it romance novel sex. She was big into dim light, candlelight, and sticking to face-to-face positions with lots of kissing. We ended up spending every moment.
Oh yeah, you going out crazily, gang.
Wasn't on stage together acting like a real couple. We exchanged emails, mid-90s, no cell phones, and maintained a long-distance relationship for over a year. Every chance she got, she came out to my city and got to be my girlfriend instead of everybody else's girlfriend. The industry really wrecked her mental health, self-esteem in the early years, and the way she acted with me, it felt like I might be one of the only guys who didn't see the porn star. She loved that I asked about her job like it was a regular job.
How's work going? Yeah, I have to do a scene where a guy has to nut in my face and then another 4 guys come up after and do the same thing. It was a long day, but it was all good. How about you? And you have this regular fucking office job where you have bosses giving you paperwork and shit by Monday. Like these 2 different worlds, and you're just enjoying this shit.
She loved telling me about drama gossip. She let me hold her while she sobbed about being sexually assaulted by a male performer at some industry thing. Eventually, the romance-intimate relationship became too difficult to maintain, and eventually the communication slowed. We would email, just much less frequently. She got married to a guy she is still with. I did get a pretty unhinged or sobbing phone call out of the blue when I emailed her and told her I was deploying to Afghanistan. A couple of friends of hers with FDNY had died on September 11th, and she was having an absolute meltdown. Her husband actually took the phone from her and apologized to me, but I assured him it was cool and that I would happily check
This is weird. This is a weird relationship.
in frequently to let them both know I was okay. Eventually, all communication just fizzled out. I wonder
Right.
if she even remembers our little whirlwind. Edit 1. Holy forking shirt balls. 39K upvotes. My wife is laughing her ass off. If you don't like a lot of attention, I don't. Why did you tell Reddit about the time you were an adult star's Prince Charming? My wife also understands why I'm very hesitant to reach out, but she trusts that if I ever did, it would not be in the interest of rekindling. 4. I didn't have current info on her or her husband, but I reached out to one of her former colleagues who actually remembered hearing about me and still keeps up with her from time to time. They are back in the US, and she and her husband have been encouraged to reach out to me if they feel like it. They have my contact info and my social media. I guess we'll see what happens.
Well, I know another thing too is people doing these, keeping these relationships that are just unnecessary. I'm the type of person, bro. If we haven't talked in a long time, unless you had such a huge impact on my life, this is one dude. His name is Michael Adler, wherever you are, bro. Complete opposite of who I am. White man. You know what I'm saying? I met this nigga when I was in community college. At the time, I was 19. The nigga, I think, was like 27 himself. He was probably 25, 26, 27. And he was helping me study because we had the same, I forgot what type of history classes was, but one of these same history classes. And he would help me study, and he would break things down to me in a way that I could really understand. You know, but he was real spiritual as well. And we kind of were talking, and we just like really tapped in. And he would send me books. Like the other day, you know what I'm saying? I sent him a text like, "Yo, bro, it's so and so. Like, I just was trying to tap in with you, see if he was all right." And he didn't get back to me, so I don't know where he is, if his number changed, what it was. But my boy Michael Adler, man, that was my dog. That's the only person I can really think about that's like, if I ain't talked to in years, let me think to hit this nigga back. There's people I kicked it with more than him that I still like, oh shit, well, I ain't stunning that nigga. That nigga had real impact in my shit.
Final edit.
Pause.
She reached out to me on social media. By reached out, I mean she bombed everything on my IG and TikTok and sent me friend requests on everything and a very sweet and happy message talking about her and her family. Her oldest kid graduating from college. Her younger kid graduating HS and about to start college.
Oh, man.
She recognized the backgrounds in some of my photos and videos of places we went together. She gushed over my wife's appearance and her unmatched skills in the areas of costume design and construction. She told me she wanted to meet as soon as it was practical for everyone involved. She told me how her old studio recently tried to get her to come back and do MILF porn, and how she told them to go f themselves, since the individual who assaulted and tried to rape her still worked for them. She told me that she's actually very close with a couple of her old colleagues who have also retired and done their best to become nobodies. The story has a genuinely happy ending. Many years ago, probably 2007 to 2008-ish if my math is right, I started dating a stripper in college. I learned that until very recently she lived in California, in a place she called Porn Valley. If I'm remembering correctly, it was San Fernandino. She did porn there for a while right after high school, made a respectable amount of money.
There's a San Fernandino? I know there's a San Bernardino. There's a Fernandino too? I gotta do the research. I'm sorry. I just quick intermission. Fernandino? San Fernando. Maybe they meant to say Bernardino. Saying, make sure y'all pull it to the switch.
Moved to the East Coast to go to college. Dating her was a wild experience. I constantly felt like I was on the verge of being replaced. She did whatever she wanted, whenever the whim struck her, and I could tell she was always probing me for insecurity, which I simply didn't have. Despite all that, she wasn't demanding at all, and she paid for everything and would get mildly annoyed if I snuck a check or paid for something behind her back. The sex wasn't good. She had zero desire to please anyone but herself, but would get irritated if I finished and couldn't perform after, despite her never continuing after she got hers. She was incredibly conceited and would basically only talk about herself.
Horrible.
One day, She didn't show up to the coffee shop we were supposed to meet at to study, and her phone was off. Cell phones were relatively new and people treated them differently, so I wasn't worried. So I went to her apartment. When she answered the door, AM saw me, she just went, "Oh, sorry, I'm seeing someone else." When I asked
Damn.
for details, she just kinda shrugged her shoulders and said she needed to go. I later saw her walking with some turbo ultra beefcake, and for the next year or so, would often see her upgrade to another dude. We had one class together a semester later, and she legitimately might have forgotten my name. Really glad I wasn't emotionally invested in that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Because, like, that's one of them where that changes a nigga's psyche.
One. Edit. Hey guys, this is a lot of attention, so I'll just add that, although it took a while, I'm happily married with children to someone I'm super emotionally invested in. Love you guys who had a similar experience. You're kings and queens in my eyes. Edit
Fuck
2.
outta here,
Got
nigga.
it? San Fernando Valley.
San Fernando.
Dated a girl when I was 19. She was wild, complete opposite of me, and taught me a lot about just not giving a poster child for social bravery. She always said I was the nicest person she had ever been with, but
Dated a girl when I was 19. She was wild, complete opposite of me, and taught me a lot about just not giving a fuck. I feel like that is, certain people can bring that out of you, right? Helping you be more loose and goose. Pause. But nah, as I'm saying this, I think that can be a healthy thing. I think somebody that can make you, get out of body a little bit, but you still maintain your normal frame of person who you are. But sometimes you can appreciate getting lit because you're normally a stickler. But I feel like people like that can also, if without too much foundation, they could possibly violate and harm their own situation and think that this is exactly how they need to live and don't find that balance. They kind of cross over a little bit too much, I feel like.
she had a rough life. Her dad was a Scientologist, and she'd tell me about the men in the church who would pass her around as a kid. The reason I get hostile when Scientologists try to talk to me on the street. In terms of the sex, one night she was on top of me. The room was dark, my hands on her hips, when I felt this sudden hot stinging feeling on my chest. The light switch was right above me, so I turned it on. This insane woman pulled out a razor blade and cut me while riding me. I told her to stop and kept going because duh. And she did it again. Her taste for extremes was her downfall.
Hell no. Hell no. That would have been like, get the fuck off of me. What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, I'm mad.
She left me for her abusive ex. He put her in the hospital soon after, got her on heroin, forced her into porn, and she had a career for a few years where she was one of the up-and-comers to watch, or whatever. We kept in contact, but it was mostly whenever she was down on her luck and needed to talk. She got out of the industry, got clean, had a kid, and a year later, relapsed and died. We only dated for a summer, but the impact she had on me, a socially awkward, anxiety-filled kid, is something I think about almost every day. I always think about her kid and hope she only got the best of her mom. Edit. This got a lot of attention, and some people were able to point out who she was. I'd prefer people remember her at her best as a clean mother who loved her kid.
I'm sure that's what you would prefer, nigga. I'm sure. But a lot was done.
Here's a little video of her I found after her passing.
Oh, man.
How to make sure your child doesn't defy you. Hey! Don't defy me. See? She's not defying me.
Went on a few dates with one. First time we met, she wanted to meet at her place. She asked
Pulled out a razor. He ain't have to put her face out there. Pull out a razor and slit your shit.
me to bring some shawarma, so I did. She has zero makeup on, not dressed up at all, and KSPT things non-sexual. The second time I picked her up and we went out clubbing in West Hollywood. This time she was well dressed up, makeup done, looked stunning. We had a great time and went back to her place. We had amazing sex, but not porn sex, if that makes sense. The next day she did an interview for, I think, Playboy Radio on SXM. They asked her about dating and she mentioned our date last night. I I got a shout out not by name, by what we did, and she noted she had a great time and was taking Knit slow. The hosts were all like, "Aw." We went one more time after that for dinner and drinks, but then I don't recall exactly what happened, but she just got more busy. Suddenly I was ghosted. It turns out that she moved to Vegas on a whim. She told me she needed a break and cut all her social. Years later, it seems she reactivated her social. She told me he left the industry and was trying to be legit and love a quiet life. She did a bit of work after, I guess for extra money, but mostly she seemed to be wanting a regular life. All her sexy social content was gone, and even images of herself were reduced. That last time was several years ago. She was always sweet and nice to me, but sadly, there was something broken off deep down inside. I could sense it, but I could also tell she really wanted to move past that, and I think her dating regular people and leaving the industry was a part of that process. I sincerely hope she found true happiness and peace. Thank you for watching.
The one thing about these people, bruh, is like it's like all this just Johnson taking, you know, shit for the niggas, all this coochie thrusting, and they go on to be like, oh well, this is my husband, this is my wife, you know, these are our children, and it's like it's like a little disturbance kind of happens whenever they say that. You're like, oh, okay, yeah. One day I hope nobody looks up your family, little one, your mother. You a lot of people, your mother, like that's a very sensitive topic. You know, people tend to be very respectful when they're like, you know, unless they're trying to, that's how people get at you. They try to be disrespectful to your mother. That's how you know it's a sensitive topic. So knowing that, that being said, y'all let me know what y'all think. Like the video, sub up, comment on, binge, channel, like. I appreciate your girlfriend. We going, man.